Aloha, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thank you for all of you that are here live with me and some that are coming in soon. I would love to ask you to mute yourself right now if you're here. And also, if you're just joining us, and even if you're joining on the replay, make sure you drink lots of water because the energy healing that you're going to experience later, this helps move the energy. So, and also for us to connect, which is a weird concept, but actually it helps us, it helps me to connect to you. And first of all, if you're new to me, I'm Gina Hansen. I live here on Oahu, and I'm excited to share this healing with you, and also exciting opportunity to join a new program that I'm so excited about. It's called the Caregiver Collective, and it's for people to support people who are caregiving for their loved ones, so that they can start to feel less stress and overwhelm and start to align with back into their own identity, which sometimes gets morphed in the caregiving, which I'm sure if you've ever experienced caregiving, it can be, there's many challenges, and it's very demanding. And so this is an opportunity for all of us to come together and lift each other up. So a little bit about me first. So my name is Gina. I'm a retired flight attendant and started this energy healing, which I had never experienced before I had cancer in 2020. And when my doctor told me that I had papillary thyroid cancer, he said, "Don't worry, if I had cancer, this is the cancer that I would want. And I'm just going to send you to the surgeon. He's going to cut it out and you'll be on medication for the rest of your life." That didn't sound right to me. It wasn't aligned with my values. So I chose to go to Mexico and seek integrative holistic treatment. That's where I was introduced to the world of energy medicine. Everything that we did was energy. And that's where my whole world was expanded. I'm so excited to share this with you today. So in 2020, many things happened. Besides the cancer, I was separated from my husband. And then I also left my flying career, which I loved. I had no idea what I would do for work, and this fell into my lap. I was never a hippie chick, not at all. So I did not have any clue that this was possible. It just really blows my mind when I think about the level of consciousness that we can all achieve when we open ourselves to what is possible, what we all are capable of. So that's a little bit about me, what I do. And the purpose of this gathering is for us to, number one, release the stress, feel better in our bodies so that we can be a better support to others, because we cannot pour from an empty cup. And sometimes, believe me, I have tried to pour from the empty cup, and that's when the emotions hit me, like resentment and frustration and anger. And it's only when we fill ourselves that we can give from love instead of anger. So drink water. Hey, Kat, thanks for joining. Drink some water with us now. And we're going to begin. So what I found in my journey, I've only been new to this caregiving for a few months. My mom had surgery. She has Crohn's disease, and she was not eating because every time she ate, she had pain. And the problem was she started to lose weight. She started to get weak. She fell. She had hip replacement surgery. And then, so I mean, it just got, worse and worse. The main thing is we went to a doctor's appointment, and her doctor said, "This is the end. Like, you are at the edge of the cliff. You need to have support right now to build your weight, to start to re-engage in life." And so I was at the appointment, the doctor said this, my mom agreed, even though she didn't not want to live with me. And now I don't think she wants to go home because she's come to love being with me. But it's if you know caregiving like I do, it's an emotional roller coaster. There's the highs, there's the lows, and all of the lessons. There's so many lessons that we have that we can learn about ourselves in this process. Instead of just sitting in the shit, we can actually evolve our consciousness and be better people because of what we do. So I discovered for myself, there are 5 main stressors to caregiving. And the first is emotional. and psychological support. So the strain, right? So it's the strain of the emotions, the thoughts that come into play, and especially if you're working with someone who has a chronic issue, or if they have cognitive decline. So that can be even more emotionally draining on you as a caregiver. And then the second one is the physical demands. I tell you, every time I have to lift this wheelchair up and carry it down the stairs and put it into the trunk, I tell you, I wish I was a man with muscles because it's not easy. I can feel it in my back. And not to mention the physical issues with bathing someone and lifting them and helping in that manner. It can be a lot of stress. And then there's the third thing is the time commitment, because sometimes you might be feeling this is 24/7, like you're constantly thinking about the person that you're caregiving for. Sometimes people even maybe it's you, put a video camera on so they can monitor their person. They don't get out of the house. They make sure they're safe, and that's the thing. Also, this is, the time commitment that you are giving is time that you could have for yourself and your social interactions and your personal life. And then it can really disrupt your routine, so much so that you forget who you are. You forget what you love, what you want to be doing in your life, because your whole life becomes revolved around caregiving. Sometimes it can be a struggle too to balance your roles, like being a business owner, being a caregiver, being a mother. Sometimes there are people who are caregiving that do so many things, so many things, and they still are able to hold everything down. It's amazing. But it can lead to overwhelm. And another problem I find in my life is social isolation, because I'm finding that some of my friends that I like to hang out with, they don't have the same experience as me. So when I don't want to share as much with them about the burdens, or my life experiences doesn't line up with them, or I feel like more of my time here is in my house. Until recently, where my son found an abandoned dog, and my neighbor asked me to hold the dog till they found the owner, and there was no owner. And now I have an excuse to get out of the house to go and take care of this dog now, because now I have caregiving for the dog, take the dog on the walk, but actually that's benefiting me because I get out of the house. So there's good and bad, but mainly it's how we think about it. I know at first I was very resentful. It took me about a month to decide to keep the dog, because I was like, more money, more time. I already have this responsibility, and then guess what? The dog grows on you. You love the dog. You're like, oh my God, I'm keeping this dog. So that's where I'm at. For me, social isolation was a big problem. And also lack of self-care. My mother, my role in taking care of my mom mainly at first was to feed her, for her to gain weight so that she could have enough energy, and that she could start to live again. And so I find for myself, I'm there with her eating. So I'm gaining weight with her. And the lack of self-care, I used to have a routine where I was always my health was always important to me, but it starts to decline as I'm caring for my mom. So I noticed that the problem with this long term, because we have to think long term, because we don't know how long caregiving is going to be, right? So we can't give too much. We have to kind of control the energy and manage our energy. But when we don't care for ourselves, it can potentially lead to burnout and cause health problems. So those are the 5 stressors that I find that's most important for us as we give, that we need to be aware of, so that we can start to put in boundaries and start to keep routines that matter to us. So that's it. And then the program that I'm going to be creating, that I am creating right now. It's going to be 8 weeks. It's called Caregiver Collective, and it's an opportunity for people to come together. It's going to be an 8-week program where we dive into emotional healing mainly. But the beauty of this opportunity is I am creating it around what you need. So my big vision is that it includes like an area that you can access with tools and information, empowerment. And it's also the social aspect where we come together as a community to lift each other up. And I'm not sure if you know about frequency and vibrational frequency, but when we as a collective come together, it's super powerful for us to raise each other up as a collective. So that's my main focus, is to lift each other up and to heal emotional wounds and alleviate stress, not elevate it. So that's it. And I'm excited about this. That's my mission. And the benefits is that this opportunity is going to grow and expand to your needs. And I'm going to build what you need. My ideas are like monthly topics that we focus on: boundaries, communication, self-care. We could totally just take take a topic each month and do healing for that and give some empowerment. I've got a whole bunch of friends that have volunteered to come in and speak and share, and I'm so blessed to have that ability to connect with other people to support you. But that's just about the program. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about emotional healing and how I found the reason this idea developed in me was, number one, I saw I was changing. I was becoming resentful and bitter and angry. And one day, early on in the process, I wasn't the only one. My mom was feeling the same way, very frustrated. It's a change for her as well, And one day I got so mad because she has thin skin and my bracelet, nicked her and started to bleed, and I'm trying to handle one thing, and now I got another thing, and I got so mad at my bracelet for hurting my mom that I took my bracelet off and I flung it across the room, and I was so irritated with everything. I just wanted things to go smoothly, and it wasn't, and it was very frustrating. And so I learned from that I was changing. I am not an angry person. I'm not frustrated. I'm not bitter. This is not me. And then I started to realize that when I was feeling heavy, I did my own emotional clearing on myself, and I found that a lot of the emotions that I was feeling are coming from my mother, and I'm absorbing her energy. And so I did not know that was happening until I did this healing on myself, and I was like, wow, no wonder this isn't me. This is my mom, and I'm feeling into her emotions, and I get it now. So this developed into the space where, like, I thought, if I'm dealing with this and it's only been like 2, 3, 4 months, then other people who've been in this situation for many years must be completely depleted at this point and need this love and attention. So that's why I'm creating the Caregiver Collective, because I find it very, very important for us. Because if you're not familiar with energy or emotions, literally, most of us have over 100 trapped emotions in our body. Then they range in size, but they're usually about this big, and they're balls of energy, and they lodge in different places in our body. And what happens is, over time, they start to disrupt our blood flow, our lymph, and then what happens is, if this energy doesn't move, because energy likes to move, then it can become a problem. That's where you'll start to see the physical pain and eventually maybe disease. And I know for myself that the cancer that I had was from this suppression of emotions. It's an emotion called crying, and it's when we suppress our feelings and we don't speak our truth. And that developed into the problem that I had with the cancer. So that's how energy works. And what happens is we can release this trapped emotions with many ways. But the way that I'm going to share with you today is called the Emotion Code. And it was created by Dr. Bradley Nelson, a retired chiropractor, who created this modality from his own experience. And it marries together traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurveda as well, and the kinesiology. If you've If you've ever heard of muscle testing, that's what kinesiology is. It's a science. So it brings together ancient wellness practices and science, and it brings it together in a way that is easy. And the people that I work with experience relief in the course of one session, really. And I'm excited later. Laura's going to share her experience with me, with working with me, and how it helped her. So thank you, Laura, for that. But if you're just joining us, make sure you're drinking some water because we're getting ready to do this healing. Okay. So what happens is our subconscious mind tries to protect us and moves our energy around our heart. And sometimes that can cause a problem in our relationships with communication and connection. So one of the concepts of the emotion code is called the heart wall. And it's basically layers and layers and layers of this trapped emotion that is meant to help us, but truly it causes so much problem in our lives. It hides us, it keeps us small and constricted in our life. And that's a problem. So when we start to release these emotions, the lower frequency emotions like frustration, anger, guilt, resentment, then we start to raise up our vibrational frequency, and we start to feel lighter in our body, and our relationships improve, the communication improves. You'll see that you just start to notice as you raise in frequency that opportunities and ideas and things just starts to align in your life. So it's amazing. So now we're going to get ready for the healing. I ask that you're in a quiet space. You can close your eyes. I'm going to do it quietly because I think it's just more effective for you to relax if you don't know what I find. But also just to let you know, I'll be using Dr. Nelson's chart. He has created a chart where there's emotions listed, and these emotions correlate to parts of your body where this energy is created. For example, anger, liver, gallbladder, over here on your right side. If you feel anything there, that's usually where that energy is coming from. And one thing I'd like you to do before we begin is to kind of tune into your body. Tune in and see, like, where am I feeling tension? Where is there discomfort? Where do I feel pain? What location is it? And then on a scale from 1 to 10, put a number on this location. It could be, I'm feeling tightness in my lower back, and I would number it 6 right now. So get familiar with where you're at so that at the end you can check in with yourself, and that you can see the difference in yourself. Okay, so here we go. First of all, what I do is I'm going to say a little prayer. I usually say it to myself because I just feel more comfortable, and sometimes people aren't, they don't pray, and it just be a little awkward. So just take this moment of silence to tap into yourself and ask yourself, or ask your higher self and your guardians and angels to open you up to this healing so that you are open to receiving it. Okay, here we go. So close your eyes. So I'm going to be doing this silently. I'll let you know when we're done. Okay. Great. Bring you back with me here now. Um, check back in with your body. How do you feel? Before we started, you were identifying parts of your body that were feeling stress and tension. You put a number on that. How do you feel now? Have you noticed any difference in your body? Do you feel lighter? Let me know. Now this energy starts to move right away. So it's moving. How do we make it move faster so we feel better? Drink lots of water because it helps to flush it out. And oh, Laura said lighter for sure. Thank you. Awesome. And anytime feel free to jump out and say something if you like. But what I wanted to let you know is although the energy is moving out, it can take up to 2 to 3 days to be completely gone from you. So continue to keep drinking water. You might feel a little more tired today. Rest, that's important. My shoulder feel lighter. Oh, good. Thank you, Kat. Awesome. I'm gonna share with you a little bit about what I found in this group as a collective. The first three emotions that came out were absorbed. And the first one was love unreceived. And that is a feeling of not being like that your intentions are not being received from a space of love. And so you feel maybe unappreciated, you know? That's what was absorbed. So you absorbed this from somebody else who was feeling that. So it's not you, but there was some common your own experience of love unreceived. But the first three were what we are picking up from the person that we're caring for is they don't feel loved. And they are not feeling that you understand that they appreciate you. And that was number one. The second one was absorbed lost. So I don't know the situations that you're in, but lost is being emotionally lost. And this could be that this person is feeling, just not themselves at all and just lost emotionally. Like it's just a big, overwhelming, emotional, chaotic space. And then the last of the three that were absorbed was vulnerability. So you absorb the vulnerability of the person that you're caregiving for. And then what I noticed a lot was self-abuse. And self-abuse is not taking care of ourselves. It's also blaming ourselves or negative self-talk. That came up here. And of course, overwhelm came up. And unsupported was probably one of the biggest ones that came up a lot. Absorbed, unsupported, and also your own experience of that emotion and that frequency. That's what I discovered. And so I would like to open it up for Laura at this time if she's willing to share a little bit about her experience. And I recently had a session with Laura, and she'll share a little bit about who she caregives for. And go ahead, Laura. Thank you.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Laura.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So apologies, I am in my car for my safe, secure space. But yeah, I done a session with Gina, I think it was like maybe 6, 7 weeks now. Um where I was at the very start. So I'm a caregiver for my almost 18-year-old son who I've been caregiving for him from he was born. He's born with a disability and he is paralyzed from his waist down. So he's got to like what you would say an average, maybe smaller than normal 18-year-old. So he's quite heavy. There's a lot of carrying. So yeah, I get like the shoulder pain. I um I've been doing personal development work for since the start of the pandemic. Always like it's my thing. Personal development is my thing. Since then, but I came to Eugenia because I just had this pull. Like I was doing the thing, so I was journaling, I was meditating, I was in the personal development courses and all the groups. And I was making progress, but for a while I stayed really stuck. For a while I stayed really heavy, and I just instinctively knew this is more than what I am able to do for myself. For it would show up in ways that I would be irritable, like I was so irritable, and I would be very snappy with my son, and I didn't want to come across resentful. I didn't want him to show, for him to think that he was a burden to me. And yeah, I was so snappy. I noticed it when I was making phone calls to like doctors, or just getting prescriptions and things like that. I was just so not myself, and it wasn't the Laura that I wanted to be and that I worked so hard on. So I just thought I'm gonna reach out to Gina. I know she's doing this stuff. I know it's energy. I'm gonna just chance it and see. And just like what we felt there in that session there, I felt, I don't know what it is, but I go into a real meditative state, like more than I do by myself. And during our session, Gina, I was so peaceful. I just switched off. I let you do your thing. And when I came away, I initially felt lighter, like I just did there now. I initially felt lighter, and this sense of freedom, like the next day when I woke up. So I went to bed straight after because our time differences, it was kind of late. And so I went to bed and I woke up the next day and I felt like a difference. Like I felt like I could laugh. I felt like the pull that was dragging me down was lifted. And I just felt like I was the Laura that I wanted to be again. Um, because as they say, it's really hard to put into words, but it's like when you're doing all the things and you're getting stuck in a cycle of like, I'm doing all the things, I'm doing all what I'm supposed to do. Why is it not working for me? Why am I not changing? And that that was gone. Like I initially felt the difference the next day and continued to feel like even in my voice and everything, it was like lighter. So yeah, I just I'm all over this stuff. I love it.
Thank you, Laura. I know it means a lot to me because, it's sometimes we feel like we're carrying the burden ourselves. And it's not just the physicalness of what we're doing, it's the emotional part. It's the love that gets and the emotions that yeah, it can be a lot. So thank you for sharing that. But I truly believe that when we change our energy, we change our life. And I also believe in the power of a collective. And that's why this is not just about not your normal caregiving group where we're going to gather and talk about the hardships. We're going to lift each other up, and we're going to change our vibrational frequency by doing this work, by empowering ourselves and really coming together. And there's so much power in a collective like this, with we all set the intentions for each other. It's powerful. So that's my vision, and I'm so thankful that you're here to share this with me here today. um, if anyone has any questions, if they've never experienced this before, I'd love for you to ask me anything. Ask me anything. Or share how you share your experience. It's your first time. Sometimes people feel it right away and sometimes they don't. And so if you don't worry about it. Some people are just more sensitive to energy and will even feel the instantaneous, like, wow, what happened? So it's really interesting to see what the results will be for you. Everyone's individual, and this is just a sampling of what is possible. But when we come together in a community and we again share this intention to heal, to rise up, it can do amazing things for all of us. And with that, I'm going to drop a link later, or send you an email. That'll probably be better. So I'll give you a link if you're interested in this program. It's 8 weeks. It's 8 weeks. It comes out to $22 a week, totaling $88 a month. So that's $176 for the 2-month program. We'll be doing energy healing, and I'm in the process of getting a system set up so that I can add more value and content to you. But really, truly, this is the launch of something that I have the foundation, but it's up to you. What do you need? I am here to support you and give you whatever it is that you want. And that's the beauty of coming in now at this level, because the price is truly, you get 8 hours plus of me for what I normally charge for one session. So it's an incredible value, and the price is going to be rising. Yeah. But this is an opportunity for you to help me help you build a healthier, more self-awareness in your relationships, so that you can actually evolve to a higher level in what you're doing. I know a lot of times we get stuck in the situation, but it takes maybe some change of perspective, and also maybe some coaching around what could be better. How can we look at this differently so that we can come out of this growing instead of just wilting away in our lives. So I'm here to support you. And I'm just very, very thankful that you're here with me today, and you came and you experienced this. So if you don't have any questions, I'll be sending you an email with a link. You can ask me anything through email if you're more, hesitant to come out loud and saying out loud right now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've been nervous about it, which is, whenever you feel this resistance, that there's some calling for you to do it. Just do it. So that resistance has been with me for a while, and I'm just gonna do it, doing it naked, doing it raw, doing it, so that it just gets done at this point, because it doesn't have to be pretty. And I'll be putting together a Facebook group and inviting you there. This is an opportunity for us to connect socially as well. So we can find people that maybe we can go grab coffee with, or we can get, we can plan a vacation with, or, just, it's really about connecting, supporting, and healing. And if you're ready for that, I'm excited for this to happen as well. Anybody want to say anything before we go? Oh, Kat said, I think this will be amazing. Thanks, Kat. Teresa, you're muted.
Yes, when you were describing earlier the feelings that you were having with your mom, I felt like you were almost describing me, the feelings that I have and the things I've been going through. So, I know that it's something that we're all going through kind of together. And I'm curious, I'm interested to see how the emotional healing can help open that up, so that I don't harbor the resentment. Right now it's resentment.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited about it. I want to really thank you for pulling this together, because I needed you.
Oh, thank you, Teresa. I need you too. Thanks, everyone. If anyone has nothing else to say, then I'm just gonna hang up.
I had to I dropped the sound for a few minutes. Are you going to send us a copy of the video so that I can watch that right after we all opened our eyes? I missed like 2 minutes there of
Yeah, sure.
what you were saying. So are you going to send us a video so we can see that?
Yeah, I'll send it.
Thank you so much.
Before I leave, I just want all of you to know that I really, truly love and appreciate you. And I know some of you are going through hard times right now, and I'm there for you. You're in my prayers, and yeah, reach out anytime.
Okay.
Thank you all. Have a great afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world.
Thank you.
I'd like to say something real quick, Gina.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Well, is that you?
Yeah,
You're the only man here, but I don't see you.
Oh, can you not see me?
Oh, there you are. I see you now. Hey, how are you? I miss
Good.
you.
Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, I came. I appreciate you inviting me to join this group. I've been caring for my mom off and on since February. Um, she's been on hospice since March, and I came here to the Summit of Greatness this year to volunteer, hoping to like have a reset and to just get lost in service, and then I just felt exhausted and the opposite of what I was hoping. So it's but what you're talking about, Gina, also is, my mom is the daughter of a woman who lived through the Great Depression, and she's very independent and strong, and so I almost don't feel like I need to be there, but she's like a trip hazard, and she's yeah, but she's like so gosh darn like just won't. She's really hard to care for, you know, and my sister could care for her if my mom would go up and live with her, but she's not. That's not something she would do. It's just it's I've like had to give up my job, and I'm having to rehome my dog, and it's a fucked up situation. I hate it,
Yeah.
and it's my mom, and I am there for her. You know what I mean? It's no question. It's like, uh, you know, a part of me just wants to leave and not be there for her. But it's like it's my duty, as her son. So I really don't like it, and I'm trying to make the most of it. So it's been a big challenge for me, and um I really just don't want to lose my dog, and I feel like I got to
Why do
give
you
him
have to get rid of your dog?
there's no place for him. I'm in the Bay Area, so it's not the cheapest place.
Yeah.
She's not like my mom has a house with a yard, and she's not okay with the dog there. So I'm not even living there. I'm living in Danville. I'm living in a bus, and the guy has a yard. He has a dog though, so it's just like I'm just yeah, I'm in a tough spot, like
Yeah.
emotionally, and so I've
Well,
got a buddy who's like
I
he's
totally appreciate your vulnerability and you just showing up here today. I didn't know if you would make it. I put the request out to you and I didn't hear anything, and I thought, I don't think he's gonna come. And when you joined, I was so happy that you were here. It really, really brings me lots of love and light to know, to see your face, to know that you're here in community and we can support you. It's not just me, it's all of us. It's a collective, and this energy can really truly raise you up. You're an incredible man. I've had experiences with you volunteering, and I've seen you at work, and you give your all. You give all of you. So it's no wonder that finally you're here giving again, and you realize, oh my God, I can't give. I need to be supported. And I appreciate you just, showing up and saying, yeah, it's time for me. It's time for me to take care of me so that I can be happy. One of the things I remember about you is you do the ice challenges, and you would do this self-care. Like this was who you are. And so one of the things that what happens when we caregive is we forget about that. We forget about what we want, what makes us happy, what makes us smile. And so I'm just challenging you to take this time to really look at your life and see what can you put into it that will make you happy. Your dog makes you happy. Find a way. Find a way. Find a different place to live. Find a dog sitter or something. If what you want is what you want, then make it happen. I know you. I know you.
Thank you, Gina.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing this with us, because yeah, it's important for all of us to know that we're supporting each other. And that's what this is. Yeah.
Totally.
Reach out anytime if you want to have a conversation. I'm here. You know how to contact me. We're connected, and yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
We don't have to do life alone. Yay, yay for that, right?
Yeah, it feels pretty lonely.
Yeah, it is.
Um, s- um, I've got I have a buddy of mine who is fostering my dog right now, temporarily, but he can't do it long term.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for a long-term foster, and you know, my mom's best friend, she's her age also, she's 76. He's just too strong. She went and, walked him one day, and he pulled her onto her face, and her face hit the cement. He's just you know, he's a strong dog. He's
Yeah.
like I feel when I'm walking him, I'm like, man, he could be a sled dog, he's an
Oh,
English.
sled dog. That's strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
he's
Well, I
like
think you're being resourceful and you're looking for solutions, and that's who you are. Don't give in to the circumstance. Do what makes you happy, and everything will work out. Set the intention, and this he will go to a good home, and he will be loved.
yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah. Thank
Anyone
you.
else want to say anything? Teresa said, Paul, your dog is your best friend. Try to find a way to make it work. The long-term foster is a great idea. Much love to you. Thank you, Teresa.
Right on.
Anyone else? Okay. Well, I'm going to end this with a big hug. You all are in my heart. You'll be in my prayers tonight, and I look forward to connecting with you again. I'm going to end this recording before I say goodbye again.